And Florida is on track to remember former Republican activist Charlie Kirk every year. The House approves designating October 14th as Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Special observances generally serve a ceremonial or educational purpose. Democrats trying to amend the bill honoring George Floyd, who shared a birthday with Kirk. Republicans say the state should honor Kirk for promoting free speech through healthy debate.
Who not only refused to validate your ideas, but actually dared to challenge those ideas, not through violence, not through protesting, not through boycotting, not through cancellation. He challenged it through civil conversation.
You're proposing to have a day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, a podcaster who dropped out of high school, by the way, whose public record has often been defined not by service to Floridians, but by rhetoric that's incendiary, polarizing, and for many communities, including mine, deeply offensive.
And the bill is now ready for the Senate to vote before heading to Governor DeSantis.